Hi everyone, it's Sarah here. The purpose of this placement is whole group planning and education. So in your third week, you will be taking responsibility for the educational program and practice of educating all of the children in the room. So in your first week, you need to concentrate on building relationships with every single child. You need to get to know everything about them, how they work, who their friends are, what their personalities are, the way they enjoy learning, what they like to do, etc. So build relationships with every child. You also need to pay careful attention to the way that the routines run in the room, because you'll be running those in the third week. Pay attention to how the teacher gathers the children, how she or he manages conflicts, and have a conversation with your mentor about how they document. I ask the students in my in-person class, those who work in early childhood, how does your mentor plan? And we didn't know because the teacher would go off somewhere to do the planning. So make sure you explicitly ask, can you show me how you document learning and how you document your planning? Because you'll need to do that in your third week. This week, make sure that you are writing an observation every day. And when I say observation, I mean a documentation of the planning cycle. So day one, write the observation. That day, analyze it and plan for the learning that you have identified. And implement those plans the same day if you can, or the next day, whenever they fit. Day two, you'll be writing another documentation of the planning cycle. So you'll be implementing from day one. You'll be observing, analysing, planning on that day for implementation on the third day. So you should have 5 documented planning cycles by the end of the first week. You will also be engaging in mental observations. You'll be noticing what's happening, and you will be responding immediately sometimes to complete the planning cycle. I notice they need this, I'll go and do that right now. So you'll be doing that as well as the documented implementation. Sometimes early childhood teachers, pre-service teachers, have a child who recognises here is a person with lots of time and a lower level of responsibility. I'm going to attach myself to this person. But this is about group planning, remember? So you can identify this is a child who really needs my attention. They need lots of cuddles. They need lots of conversation. But you need to be able to manage that because you have to understand all the children. So you might be able to say to that child, I've had a lovely time with you, but I need to talk to the other children. You stay here and I'll go and do that. Or I'm going over here now, and the child might actually come with you. So you might have like a little magnet, a child following you around to all the different things that you're doing. And that's fun. Now, when I say you've got to plan for the whole group, that also means you need to physically be in all the different parts of the environment. So make sure each day that you have moved around all of the spaces indoor and outdoor to see the different children who are drawn to those particular areas. It also means that you need to position your body in such a way that whenever you are talking to one child, you are also scanning the room with your ears and your eyes to be aware of what all the other children are doing. Now, learning happens whether you document it or not. Learning happens whether you see it or not, but you do have a responsibility to ensure that you are providing a safe environment, both physically, emotionally, culturally, socially. So while talking to one child, even if you have to just spin them around so that you're facing the other way, just pay attention to everything while you're engaging with each child. I think that's really it for the first week, but just make sure that you've printed off all of those lists that we have for you. The National Quality Standard, Education Program and Practice, Standard 1. Make sure you have that printed off because they're the things you have to do. The Australian Professional Standards for Teachers Graduate Level, they're the things you have to do. The EYLF or VALDIF, those are the things that you need to do. And we do have some checklists in the essentials and in session 3. So I'd recommend printing those off as well. They are all the things that you have to do on placement. Yes, we said we need 10 documentations of the planning cycle. We need you to implement the planning that you've done. We need a reflective practice protocol. However, those are the pieces of paper that we want you to submit. They are not the entire goal or list of things that you need to do on your placement. Your placement is about learning how to be a teacher. So you need to do all the things that your teacher does. It's okay to imitate another teacher while you are learning. You can do what they do. Even if your mentor teacher says, oh, you don't have to plan my way, you can plan anyway. What ideas do you have? You do whatever you want. You can bring those ideas if you have them, but it's also okay to say, well, I'd like to give your planning, the way that you plan, a go. It's okay to say if you don't know how to do something, I want to do this, but I don't know how. It's okay if they say, could you please lead the group time, to say, yes, but I'm worried about that. Could you give me some tips? So ask for help. It's part of your professional development. Okay, go and have an amazing time. If you have any concerns about your placement, if you are worried about the relationship with your mentor, if you think something is not going the way that it should, could you please email those email addresses that I've put onto the news item in Collaborate. Thanks.